pit. Like time stood still where you left me. It didn't. You remember fire without a flame, a reckless hand, a borrowed name, a laugh that cracked when truth got close, a crown I wore that fit me most. You tell the story like I stayed frozen in the games I play, but shadows shift when no one sees. And I've been changing quietly. You hold a ghost up to the light and swear that ghost is still alive. But I outgrew the shape you knew while you held on like it was truth. I'm not what you remember. I'm not the echo in your mind. Not the chaos you surrender when you're afraid of what you'll find. You don't know who I've become. You don't see what I survived. You're speaking to who I was, not the one still standing alive. You think I broke, I just been wrong. Turned every silence into song. Built something stronger in the dark where you stopped looking for a spark. You call it loss, I call it change. You call it wrong, I rearranged every piece you thought you knew into something you can undo. You need me small to feel okay. You need me lost to look away. But I stepped out of what you name, and I don't fit inside your frame. I'm not what you remember. I'm not the story you retell. Not the fracture you can measure. Not the version that you sell. You don't know who I've become. You don't see what I rebuilt. You're speaking to who I was while I'm standing free of it. I let you believe it. It was easier that way. But comfort is a cage dressed up like truth, and I burn mine down to walk through. You don't get to define me. You don't get to rewind me. You don't get to decide who I became. I stepped out of the fire and I didn't expire. I came back, something you can't contain. I'm not what you remember. I'm the thing you couldn't see. Not the past you hold together. Not the version you still need. I am everything you missed. Every line you couldn't read. You were holding on to myth while I became reality. You can keep the past, you know. It doesn't know